I played in the 2023 PGA Professional Championship. What is this event? Where is it at? How did I get into it? And how did I do? Stick around to find out. Let's get started. Now first, what is the PGA Professional Championship? This is an event where they bring the top PGA certified professionals all into one place to have a chance to play in the PGA Championship. Yes, the major you see on TV with all the top players, that PGA Championship. This year was hosted in New Mexico at Santa Ana Golf Club and Twin Warriors Golf Club. Both of these courses are desert courses. So there's the fairway, a little bit of rough, and then after that, it's desert, it's bushes, it's cactuses. You gotta hit it straight. Now for how I played at the PGA Professional Championship. So the first day I played at Santa Ana Golf Club, and honestly, I thought I was gonna be much more nervous on the first tee, but I actually felt pretty good. And I mean, there was a little bit of nerves, but the first tee was 2-iron for me, which I feel really confident with. So striped it up there. I ended up actually missing the fairway by about this much, but I hit the next shot to like 15 feet, and I was feeling pretty good about it. I did struggle with the speeds on the first few holes because the greens were a lot slower than the other course, but nevertheless, I ended up making pars, and I actually birdied my third hole, which was a par 5, hit it in the greenside bunker, hit that to like 4 or 5 feet, and then made that putt. So 1 under through 3, but sure enough, right after it, par 3, I had a nice little PBFU, you know, the nice post-birdie up. Just flared an 8-iron into a bunker you just really couldn't be in, didn't get up and down. Bogey, back to even par. Next hole though was a par 5, and I took advantage of it again and made birdie. But sure enough, on the next hole, another PBFU. But honestly, I don't think I hit any shots that I didn't like on that hole. It was 191 yards and a little downhill front pin. And with elevation and everything, I ended up on an 8-iron. And I thought that was the right club. But over the ball, I couldn't really trust it because, well, my 8-iron goes 170 yards in Florida. So to think about hitting an 8-iron 190 just didn't really make sense. So I hit it a little bit firmer than I normally would and ended up going towards the back section of the green. So I had like a 60-foot downhill putt going down like a 2 to 3% slope. So it should be really, really fast. But oh boy, it was not. I hit a putt just how I wanted to, like right on the line I wanted to, as hard as I wanted to hit it, but it was way slower than I thought down that hill, and I left it so short. I ended up misreading the next putt, hit a good putt, and it didn't go in, so I made bogey. From there on, made a bunch of pars. I was even going into 9, and then just made a poor course management decision. You know, if you're gonna lay up on a hole, lay up. I tried to squeeze a 4-iron down past the edge of the water when it just made no sense, because if I hit something short of the water, I still had wedge in. Like where I dropped from, I hit wedge to the green. So, little tip there, if you're gonna lay up, just lay up. So I ended up flipping the turn at 1 over par, and I was still feeling pretty good. I was hitting it pretty good, not like amazing, but definitely good enough to score. So I make a bunch of pars, ended up on another par 3, hit the green, had another downhill putt that should be super quick, left it short, lipped out the par putt, make bogey, whatever, we'll get over it. There's birdie holes coming up, blah, blah, blah. So the next hole, hit a good tee shot, hit it on the green, putted up to like 2 feet, and then just completely horseshoe this 2-footer. So now I'm really not feeling it, but you know, still, there's holes left. We're just sticking to it. There's birdie opportunities for sure. Next hole, don't hit an amazing drive. Find it, hit up to 6 feet. Another complete horseshoe. I mean, two like it came back at me, which was not fun to see. But make par there, make a couple more pars, ended up birdieing my last hole to shoot 2 over at Santa Ana. So this put me at like around 100th. Going into the second day, I was thinking I need to shoot about even or under par to make the cut, being that they're take top 90 after the second day. So that's kind of where my head was at. Going into our first hole, which was the 10th hole, hit a good tee shot, hit a decent second shot. I mishit it just enough where it caught the top of a bunker, rolled down. Hit that bunker to 12 feet, hit a good putt that I misread, and then completely horseshoed a 3-footer. So quick double to start. That's, I think, the third complete horseshoe I had in this event, which, you know, from 3 feet, you shouldn't be hitting the sides of the hole, but I did. Like, it would have been cool if they went in, but they didn't. But that's golf. So I keep playing on the front 9. I make a birdie, I make a couple bogeys. I'm 3 over par going into 9. But I still feel okay because I think the front 9 plays a little bit easier. At least I felt like I could score better on that one. So I'm thinking, you know, maybe I make a birdie on 9, try and shoot 2, 3 under on the front, and we're, you know, moving on. Would be great. Ending up hitting a pretty good tee shot on 18, which was my 9th hole, and then just hit the most horrific 8-iron I've ever hit. I mean, I guess to most people's standards it wasn't that bad, but I hit in a bunker that I didn't even think was in play. Then I hit a pretty decent bunker shot. Green was more baked out than I thought. It rolled out to like the fringe, caught a slope, rolled on out. Hit a bad putt. Hit a good putt that I misread. Thought that was a snake. And then again, I complete horseshoed a 2-footer again, which part of it was I was just frustrated and then got up and whacked it. But like, that was the 4th horseshoe on this tournament. So not ideal, not ideal. But after that, it was kind of like a reckless abandonment. I mean, I was like, well, I got to shoot 27, so we're just going for it. So I just was trying to play super aggressive, but wasn't hitting it that good. I hit it in some weird spots, but I ended up making all sorts of pars. I made 8 pars and a birdie coming in, which like would have been cool to do to start, but didn't happen. So I ended up shooting 77, which is not good. And I missed the cut, which is, I'm actually filming this on the day they're playing the 3rd round. But this is what I learned from this event. The first thing I learned from this event is dealing with nerves. The first thing that is probably gonna go with your swing is your tempo. It's gonna get quick, it's gonna get short. So this is why I warm up with the lag shot all the time. And I just try and feel that tempo that it really forces me to swing when I swing that club. And I try and bring that to the golf course. And that's the thing I focus on. And that's what gets me through any of the kind of pressure and kind of nervy situation with the full swing. I know I said I didn't feel like super nervous on the first tee, but it was definitely more nervous than if I was just playing some ever random day. So tempo, big thing to think about. And shout out Lag Shot, they have helped me improve my tempo greatly. Second thing I learned, if you're playing a golf course or in a tournament, definitely do some speed drills before you go out and play. On the first day, I didn't do any speed drills. I hit putts, but it wasn't like speed drills or anything. I hit a bunch of short putts and then I hit some putts to different holes. It was, I guess, kind of mindless, and I should have done better at trying to figure out the speeds, but that was my fault and probably why I struggled so bad with the speed. And the third thing I learned from this event is it's golf. You can't really dwell on the bad rounds or the bad tournaments. Golf is a lot of ups and downs. You just kind of got to ride the roller coaster. And a good example of that is Ben Coles. He was a PGA Tour player who ended up losing his card. He was on the Korn Ferry Tour, and he was just trying to play mini tours also just to stay sharp. I actually played with him in the Yingling Open for the 2nd day. And, you know, so he had the highs, he got to the PGA Tour, and then he had the lows where he lost his card. And I mean, he was playing in a mini tour event with me, which was like not a big event. And he actually just won his 2nd event on the Korn Ferry Tour, which is probably going to get him his card. He's 1st in the points, and I think if he wins one more event, he's just automatically in the PGA Tour because they have that 3-win exemption. But it's a good example of like, you're going to have highs, you're going to have lows. You kind of just got to try and ride the highs as long as you can and fight through the lows because the highs are going to come. You just got to work through it. So for anyone who is struggling on the course right now or struggling with their game, just keep working. It will come around. Again, thank you to everyone who watched this far in the video. I appreciate every single one of you. I wish I could have played a little better for you, so it would be maybe a little better video and I had better news, but this is what happened. It's golf. So thanks again for watching this far in the video, and I will see you in the next one. Let's go.